Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, SCILLA'S Daily Life. I'm just gonna be sitting here talking to y'all today, okay? But before I start, can y'all go ahead and hit that like button right there, comment, and share my video? And if you're not already subscribed, you're watching, you might as well hit that little subscribe button. I'ma wait. Y'all done? Okay, let's get to it. I'm gonna talk about me, if it reference to you and you understand, and if if you feel me, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let's have a little chit chat. I did a post yesterday about no matter if you got a 1-bedroom, if you got a half of a counter, what have you. I remember when I first started off, we moved in our first place. We had a 1-bedroom apartment. We didn't have no furniture. At home, hubby, he got, he brought his television. Yes, he did. He brought the television from what he had from his mom's house. He got us a bedroom set. Because that was the most important thing at the time, for us sleeping in the bed. We had my oldest daughter, Kiki, at the time, and she was the only child. And we had that. And I wasn't working because, I was taking care of her, and she, and he didn't want me to work. So he, provided for us. And so I didn't have money, to get her a toy box. And that wasn't a necessity, at the time, getting toy boxes, So I just got a little box, put a little toys in the corner, and she had her little toys or whatever. So somebody gave us a couch. Somebody gave us a little table for our kitchen, and we just made ends meet. I was on food stamps. He was working, and so we qualified for food stamps since he was the only one working and what have you. And that's how we got our food. The rent was cheap back then. I think the rent was like $4.30 something compared to now. Yeah, so we didn't have a washer and dryer. I used to wash clothes in the tub. Bring it out, hang it up outside, or hang it up, where have you, around the house until it dried. Yeah. That's when we earned back then. So anyway, like I said, we didn't have anything. We was just trying to survive, me and him, was trying to survive. And me and him broke up, and then I moved into my one of my sister's godfather's house apartment, and it wasn't the best, y'all. But I, at the time, me and him was going through things. It wasn't the best, I moved out, and it was a 2-bedroom then, and it was like 4 levels. He had all 4 levels rented out: basement, first floor, second floor, no, first floor, basement, first floor, second floor, yeah, in the attic. And I lived on the second floor. And you go to my, apartment or whatever, and the person who going to theirs, they got their own little door to go to. Anyways, and it wasn't the best. I had mice in the walls, mice running at night, mice, morning mice. They didn't care. I mean, they didn't care if you see them or not. Mice. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so ready to move, but I didn't want to move back with my boyfriend, hubby at the time. I didn't want to move back with him because things wasn't right with me and him. It's never, it was never always peaches and cream like, people see it now. We had to go through the storms and the rain and the hell to get to where we at now. Okay, so I was living there, and he was coming back and forth, to me or whatever, and out in the streets or what have you. And I remember one time he was working at his job, and they let him get, different things or what have you, because he was working there since he was a teenager. So, I needed some food. He brought chicken. he brought chicken and grease and fries. And we had chicken, fries for like a week or two. Because I knew that I didn't get my food stamps until later on in the month. And I needed food. You know, it was me. It was Kiki, Shanae. Shanae was the baby. And, of course, me. And I had fried chicken, boiled chicken, baked chicken, chicken salad, chicken tuna, tuna chicken, whatever you want to call it. I made it happen. Fries, and bread. We had a little breakfast, you know, food. Hubby, boyfriend, you know, he'll bring over some stuff every now and then or whatever. But, you know, and yeah, I had ended up, I was getting welfare, and I was getting like $292 a month, and I made it happen. Okay, my mom, my parents, they helped me out a lot. They took me to the grocery stores and took me where I had to go or what have you. Really faithful parents. And my daughter's room was in the front. I fixed her little room up with Barney, and you know, I had things, you know, that I needed to set necessities or what have you. Then the Lord blessed me to get an account with this furniture place and where I could pay on credit, and I got me a living room set, and the bed was already there, and then the table was already there, and then he blessed me to pay off the living room set or pay it down, and then I got a washer. I couldn't afford a dryer. There wasn't enough room for the dryer, but I didn't care. I had a washer. Oh my gosh, I didn't have to wash clothes on my hands anymore. I had a washer, and I put the fabric softener in there because, you know, when you don't, you know, have a dryer, your clothes be all hard and stuff, and woo. So I didn't want that feel, so I put fabric softener in my washer, and I washed it or what have you, and I put it, you know, hung it out outside or what have you, and I used to have to brush my teeth in the tub. You know, I was young. I mean, I was like, what, 19 then? I was young. So, you know, I didn't want to go back home. Didn't want to feel like I was a failure, you know, so I made it happen, you know. My house stayed clean, but it just had the mice in there. Stayed clean. Spick and span. I made sure my house was clean. If I only had one linen or whatever for my bed, it was clean. One Barney sheet I had for my daughter, it was clean, you know. Took the curtains down, washed them. I made sure the clothes was clean, the house smelling good. Didn't have much, you know. Brushed my teeth in the tub, you know, because at the time he was older. The person who owned the place, he didn't really fix it up, you know, to par the way we, you know how those people who own the places. I don't call them landlords because they're not lords. I just call them the owners. What happened? So I used to have to put my flour and sugar in, like, my mom bought me some like plastic containers or what have you, or glass containers for my sugar and flour and cornmeal to go in, because the mice will get up in the cabinets and they'll tear through my sugar and flour. So I used to make sure I cook all the time. And that's why I like to cook now, because we rarely went out. I was young. You'll think that by me being young or whatever, by a person being young, they, you know, back then, they just want to eat out. But I never ate out like that. It's a luxury to eat out. You know, I didn't have money or whatever, so somebody, you know, offered to buy it for me. You know, I'd go ahead and eat out or whatever, you know. But it was something, you know. And then, like I said, the clothes and that chewing on something. But then I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to move or whatever, you know, because it was just terrible. You know, the place was terrible. But like I said, I made it happen. I kept it clean. So then I got a letter in the mail, guys, that I was approved for not Section 8 or low income. It was like I won the lottery. I was so excited. And I had to move with the low income. You have to move in a certain areas. You can't move wherever you want to. So anyway, I moved into certain areas or whatever. It was a nice little area. An apartment was like a condo to me. It was like a mansion or something, because from where I came from, you know, it was a 3 bedroom. Yeah, 3 bedroom, big living room, kitchen. My room was in the back, all the way to the back. So when you walk up the stairs, it was just a shotgun, like the long hallways and everything was to the left, and you had nothing but a wall on the other side. And then I had my son, Trevon, and so he was a baby though. I had him before I moved. So anyway, hubby and I had a boyfriend at the time. We dibbled and dabbled, and that's why I kept having kids. I got them tubes tied then. I got them tubes tied. After that third one, Trevon popped out, tied them tubes. My sister, she convinced me to go ahead and tie the tubes or whatever and stuff. But I wasn't gonna tie the tubes. I would have had 6, 7 kids fooling with him. We moved or what have you and stuff. I had my living room set then still, and I still had my washer. And I used to still just hang clothes on the, you know, railings, hang it outside. Kept that house spick and span. Ooh, washing the walls, just kept everything spick and span. My mom, them, they blessed us. They blessed my girls with a bed because my sister, them, they had moved out, and my mom, them, gave me the 2 bunk beds, but you can put them side by side. And back then, they might still have them where you can, you know, pull the drawer out the bottom of the bed, and that was how they draw. So they had a little chester in the closet, and then the people to this clinic I went to take the kids to, like a charity place or what have you. People from the Catholic charities coming in, and you don't ask you whatever you need or what have you, because I left all that other junk there. And they gave me a bedroom set, my bed, my dresser. Then they gave me a table set, and it was on the pop from there. So hubby, he used to, you know, come by, drop off Pampers, give me money, still taking care of the kids, but we weren't together, like living together. You know, we dabbled and dabbled, but we weren't living together because we wouldn't right to stay with each other at the time. Yeah. And, you know, I just wanted to, you know, share some of my little story. I didn't get deeper into it. I might do another video where I get deeper into it. You know, I didn't want to share everything right now because it's a lot to share. My theory of the story, the reason why I'm doing this story time is, you know, make do with what you got at the time. If you don't have nothing but one pot, one towel, one cup, one plate, so forth, make do with what you got. Don't let the world tell you or the world entice you to getting things beyond your means. If you can't afford, you know, a washer and dryer at the time, don't try to do it. You know, I wouldn't even recommend you renting them. Going into these little rental places, renting them. Because I had my days of renting stuff, but woo, baby, that's a ripoff. That is a ripoff. You know, I know people say, I ain't gonna wash those clothes on my hands. Take them to the laundromat until you can make do. I ain't always had a wash and dryer either. I ain't always had a car. I used to take my kids on the bus to the grocery store. Have to get certain things or whatever, you know. But you know us, we go into the store, the kids get to grabbing everything. You on the bus and stuff. Had my daughter naked in a stroller, Kiki walking. But I had naked in a stroller, Kiki walking, and we had bags. Kiki had bags. I put bags on a stroller and got up on that bus and went home and fed my babies. And another thing, when I went to the laundry, my kids went everywhere with me. I never had a mindset like, I can't do nothing without somebody keeping my kids. I can't take them to the grocery store because they be acting a fool. Give them one look. Don't ever say what you can't do. You know what I mean? I used to take them to the grocery stores, to the laundromats, everywhere. Yes. Only time I, you know, didn't have them is when their daddy got them. I ain't used to say, Mom, could you keep them? No. You know, that's why, you know, maybe I do so much for my grandkids. It's just me. I just do, I go beyond, above and beyond for my grandkids. Somebody don't never have to ask me. I don't got to do it, but I do it, you know. If you don't have the things that you need, or the, you know, as long as you got your necessities and your house is clean, you don't have to even have a living room set. If you can't afford it right then, you know, make do with what you got. Get the necessities that you need. You know what I mean? It's like people go out and get these big time Air Jordans and stuff, and you riding on the bus. What sense does that make? Is Air Jordan gonna ride you and keep you warm while you on the bus? No. No. I never believed in that. Get Air Jordans and stuff and you on the bus. Or you living with your mom and them. What sense does that make? You know? And what I mean by that is, if you can't, if you done pay for these Jordans and then you going and begging for some money or asking to borrow some money the next day or two, don't make sense. If you paying for these Jordans or paying for things or what have you, you know what I'm saying, big time phones and whatever, and then you asking for money, you don't need it. I just wanted to jump on here and, you know, talk to y'all about that, about my life and portion of my life, because it's some stories to tell. It is some stories to tell. We done came a long ways. We not where we want to be at, but hubby and I done came a long ways. We done matured over the years, you know, so, because we had some doozies. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Until we meet again, be blessed and be safe.